There's a new Predator X update available and it's free for all our lifetime members. And what this update is going to do is it's going to make it a whole lot easier, especially for those of us using prop firms. We're going to be able to backtest in ways that I don't think anybody else can. Let me explain. Over here, we have the same pullback strategy we've been running for the last 2 weeks. I do have 60 days loaded right now. You guys can backtest a whole lot more if you want, or a shorter time frame. Whatever time frame you're looking at, you can do. For those of you who are already familiar with the Predator, especially those who have upgraded to version 4, you may already know this Analyze tab. And what this Analyze tab is going to show is the exact same information you would find in your strategy performance. So if you go into the NinjaTrader strategy performance, you'll see your net profit, your net loss, your drawdown, the days you're trading, or any other information that pertains to whatever strategy you are backtesting. And this is all great. This is good information to have, but there is one key element missing. And that's, like I mentioned, if you are trading some sort of a prop firm, it's sometimes hard to decipher the entire eval, the evaluation process, or if you were to swap over to some sort of a funded account. Oftentimes we're trying to hit some sort of profit threshold or trying to make sure we're not blowing that account. And of course, if we are in a funded and taking payouts, we have to take that into account. That's also going to be an added drawdown. So what we've done in this latest version, we added a prop firm target analyzer. And this is going to show you all the information that's relevant to trading a prop firm account. Now, I'm going to go over how this works exactly, but before that, I just want to make sure we understand how the historical trades work so we can use this as best as possible. So just quickly, the first things I do highly recommend that you're connected to a live data provider. So either a prop firm account or an actual live account, anything where it's going to show you actual live data. I don't recommend using this from playback. For some reason on NinjaTrader, if I use playback and I'm testing historical trades, it has given me weird numbers where it gets different dates. Not just with the Predator, I've tested other strategies as well. I don't know if it's a bug or something I'm not doing right, but when I'm testing historical trades with playback, sometimes I get odd results. But with an actual data connection, I do get more consistent results. If I disable and re-enable, it is going to be a little bit more stable. So I do recommend connecting to actual data. The next thing, if you are trading with NinjaTrader bars, like I'm showing in this example, you don't have to. You can use any bar type that you like. But for NinjaTrader specifically, I do recommend switching to NinjaTrader test mode. And the reason being is that NinjaTraders do have a fake open. So let me disable that and show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to re-enable. Now we're going to get this almost no losses for the time period. And if we scroll back, we're going to see for the short trades, it actually opens the trade at the open. But if you know NinjaTrader, we know that the actual open is down here. Same thing for our longs. It opens up the long all the way down here. But we know when we're going long, the actual open is all the way up here. So what NinjaTrader mode is going to do is it's just going to set your entry and it's going to make it a little bit more realistic. It's going to actually place it at the bottom for shorts or top for longs. And this is going to make it a little bit more accurate. Now, just because it's a little bit more accurate does not mean it's 100%. There is no such thing as perfect historical testing. We are very limited. These numbers that you're going to see, you should take them with a grain of salt. They are never going to translate to actual live trading numbers. That's why we've done other videos in the past where we test with market replay, which is going to be a much better way to test. It's a lot slower, but a bit more accurate. And of course, like we've been running for the last 2 weeks, running it on an actual live or sim account, that's going to give you obviously the most accurate results. So it goes historical, market replay, live in that order. So again, historical trades, They're a good way to figure out if you should continue testing your strategy, but they are not the end all be all. The results you get with historical, again, never going to translate to real time. So I just want to make sure we are aware of that. But now let me show you the prop firm target analyzer. So I'm going to turn this on. And whenever we use the prop firm target analyzer, I do recommend just disabling, re-enable the strategy, and it's going to help refresh everything with the prop firm target in mind. So once you re-enable, always click your refresh button. This is just going to make sure everything is current. So over here, you're going to see exact same statistics, and you can now even hide these if you just want to focus on the prop firm. So over here, you're going to get your prop firm breakdown. So the evals you would have passed, the evals you would have blown, any funded accounts if you would have blown them, payouts you could have taken, the total number you could have withdrawn from those funded accounts where you're currently sitting at. Again, guys, these numbers are not ever going to be perfect. They're not going to be 100% to real life. They're just here to kind of give you an idea of how your strategy could perform. But now you may be asking, how exactly does it know how our prop firm would function? Well, we can define all our prop firm criteria. By default, it's going to be set to a typical 50K account. So you start with your eval process. This is your starting balance, a $50,000 account. And our profit goal is often $53,000. We're going to have a trailing loss of $2,000. And if you have a minimum days to fund it, you can change that in here. Or if you have a consistency threshold for the eval, you can change that in there as well. For, I think a lot of prop firms, they have been getting rid of these for the eval. But if you're trading on one that still has them, you will need to adjust to that. And also, if you want to stop trading as soon as that eval is passed, you have an option for that. And you have even more options for your funded settings. So same thing, you have $50,000. If you have some sort of a profit threshold you need to meet, you can do that as well. A trailing loss, your log trail draw. This is usually after you hit a certain threshold, it's only going to come back down so much. So it's typically break even plus $100. So that's just going to lock that in place. So if you were to meet that threshold, your final blown amount will be $50,000 plus the 100. So 50,100. So if the P&L goes under that, then you will blow your account. And then here you can also set your minimum days to pay out, your consistency needed, and then you can also define when you want to be paid out. So how this is going to work is the minimum balance you want after a payout. So let's say we always want to have a little bit of a buffer after we get paid out. This is going to make sure that after that payout, you remain above this number. And then this is going to be the minimum number you ever want to be paid out. So if you want to wait until your payout reaches at least $1,000, then it's going to take both of these numbers into account, and it's only going to pay you out, in this case, if you reach $53,500, so $1,000 above this number. And that's going to ensure your smallest payout is $1,000, and you always remain above this number after you've been paid out. But there is one more thing that's going to make backtesting even easier. Let's look at our timeline right here. We're going to expand this, and it's going to break down every single trade, exactly what happened on that trade. It's going to tell you when you started your eval. It's going to tell you when you passed the eval. It's going to give you the consistency for each day, your daily P&L for that day, any information that's relevant to your backtesting. So again, I just want to run through these days and show you exactly how this works. Let's go to June 22nd. Here we start with a 50K account. We have a $500 profit. We have a balance 50,500. Here, as we can see, it keeps going up and up until we finally go above 53,000. And here's the caveat with this. This will not look at intrabar data. We are a bit limited with historical trades, so it's only going to calculate the P&L once the trade actually closes. I know some of you won't wait until you reach 53,200. As soon as it hits 53,000, you're going to be out. But for this, at least for the time being, it's going to be as soon as you close above that profit threshold. So again, guys, not 100%, but it should help give you a little bit of an idea of how it works. So once you reach $53,000 in profit, let's go to June 30th. All right, so here we have June 30th loaded, and this is exactly what happened. We start the day 9:30. Oh, we just missed that one. But we get our first loser of the day. So we start down, then we get one winner, two winner, and then the third one just puts us over that profit threshold at $295. Now, typically I have a minimum profit of 400. So during regular testing without this prop firm target, it would have taken this trade. But because we have stop trading when passed, it's going to take this trade. It's going to tell you your eval passed, and it's going to stop trading for that entire day. That way we're not taking extra potential winners or extra potential losers for that day. This is going to help simulate how a prop firm trader will actually trade. For most of us, once we hit that eval pass, we are not risking it. We want to stop trading for the day, get our funded accounts, and start clean the next. So that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to say eval passed. That's it. And then your next day, July 1st, is going to start again with the funded process. So now it's going to start with a new 50K account, and it's going to hit your P&L. So then it's going to keep going up, and once over here we reach 53,270. And by this point, according to our profit threshold, we should be eligible for a payout. But remember, we did add some extra settings. Over here, we have defined so we don't take a payout unless our balance after the payout is minimum 52,500, and we have a minimum payout of $1,000. So it's being held because our payout would have only been around $700 or $770. The next 2 days, those are losers, so we are no longer eligible for that payout. We slowly make it back. Again, we're eligible for a payout at this profit threshold, but it still has not reached our minimum criteria that we defined for our own personal payout. And then finally, we get another winner over here, 53,530. Now we can take a payout because our minimum is reached and our balance after the payout would remain above 52,500. Sorry, just one thing I do want to clarify with this. This is the number that your payout goes to when you take a payout. So if you were to build an even bigger buffer, it would always go down to this. It's going to take out whatever number needed in order to reach this amount. I just want to make sure that's clear. I don't know if I explained it properly before, but that's how it works. We were at 53,530. We took a $1,030 payout. We are now at 52,500. And now it's going to start keeping track from this point. Your consistency is going to reset from this point as well. So it's going to keep calculating. Here we had one more trade, but we need a minimum of 5 trading days with this particular prop firm. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We reached another payout status over here. This time we're at 55,000. So we can take a $2,500 payout. And that's going to bring us back down to 52,500. So if you accumulate a bigger and bigger buffer, it's always going to take out the amount so it reaches that minimum balance after payout. Now it's the same thing over here. We have 5 more winning days in a row. We can take out another payout. And then it's the same thing over here. We start off with a losing day this time. We have a few more winners. We still haven't reached our minimum day criteria. over here, we're not at the consistency, we're not at the threshold yet. And then we can finally take another payout on this day. This one's a smaller one, $1,300. Again, brings us to that 52,500. And then this is kind of where we are for the next 2 days. So again, guys, this is not going to be 100% perfect. It's never going to match real life trading. But as you can see, it is matching similar to how the last few weeks went. We did have a losing day on that Monday. And then this last week on this Monday, the 17th, it was only one trade for the entire day. So it is going to be fairly accurate. But again, we haven't added commissions. We haven't taken into account slippage. There are more things we can do to test more accurately. But like I always say, historical trading should never be taken as fact. You should only use historical trading as a guide to let you know if you should continue testing with other methods. And guys, with this, you can backtest any strategy that works with the Predator. So if you have a custom strategy that uses third-party indicator signals, so anything with a background color, plot color, anything with some sort of a draw object signal like arrows, text, or some sort of custom plot crossover, you can automate, you can backtest all of this just the same with these settings. But I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. We are running into the live trading day. Market has opened, so I'm going to swap over to my VPS for our live trade session. And today is draw day for a free 50K Lucid Flex account. So let's reveal our winner. And Slippin' Jimmy 369, congratulations on your free 50K Lucid Flex account. All you have to do to claim your prize, go to TradeSaber.com and it should be available right on your dashboard. And if you want to be eligible for the next draw, make sure you leave a comment on this video and register your YouTube handle on our website over at TradeSaber.com. We still have around 30 people who left comments and have not registered yet. If you don't register, you will not be eligible for the draws. You have to leave a comment, let us know your YouTube handle so we know who to send prizes to. But with that said, congratulations Slippin' Jimmy. Let's head back to our video. Good morning everyone. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Luckily we haven't taken a trade yet. I was recording another video for today's release. So we'll see how today goes. Luckily, looks like we're just in time for our first trade of the day. So we just got into a long. Maybe I should have waited a little bit. So as always, this is our stealth stop. So the price has to close below this candle in order to stop us out. So we've had some pretty strong moves to the downside. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. So not a great start to our Friday, but we are not out yet. So if this closes up, we're going to be getting another long entry. I really don't like going longs after such a strong move down, but it does fit our criteria. So I will enter if it closes up. Especially as we're making new lows and we haven't made new highs yet. So we'll see. We're in the long trade now. This is looking like it's not our day today, guys. It is what it is. We got 2 losers in a row, 2 longs while we were clearly in a downtrend here. That's how it goes sometimes, I suppose. So let me refresh my Lucid account here. This is the progress so far as of today. We had a loser on the first Monday, a loser on this Friday. We had 8 winning days in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, today was not a good day for this particular strategy. It is what it is. Am I going to change anything? Probably not. Like I said, we've had decent backtesting results. Losing is a part of it, so not going to shy away from it. It is what it is. And we will be back on Monday. So win or lose, I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday.